Hey guys, good morning and thanks for joining. So in the yesterday class, we have started Google Cloud Security Services. So these services by default, whatever native services are providing by Google. So either we can use these services from the native services of the Google or GCP, or maybe we can use third party also. It's a completely up to us. So can we go and can we use the native services of the GCP Cloud Security Services, or else maybe third party using BYOL. So far we completed 16, remaining 19 are pending. Let's go and discuss about those 19 services in the today's class. So next one is malicious URL detection. So it's a dedicated to whatever websites or applications either in our organization internal employees are accessing or maybe clients they are trying to access it. So those scenarios, this particular service if are enabling on all those endpoints and also to the respective application side, then obviously it will identify whether malicious content is existing or not. And according to that one, it will go and it will take the appropriate action. Either maybe it will do the allowing or maybe alerting or blocking. So those things can be taken care using the malicious URL detection. So what is the service name under the malicious URL detection platform side? So this one is called as web risk. And what the functionality it will do? It will do detecting malicious URLs on our websites and on client applications. So those things can be taken care by our malicious URL detection. So this feature, if you're comparing with Azure related and also Amazon related, we can say Azure firewall. And here we can say AWS firewall. So dedicatedly, they don't have, even I can say Azure load balancer also. Azure load balancer. Okay, so these two are competitor to Azure, I mean malicious URL detection part of the web risk if you are comparing and so checking with the other cloud service provider service name. So next feature, risk reporting and management. So what is this risk reporting and management it will do? So whatever our organization is using security posture and also it will connect with the insurance partners. For example, something it's happened, maybe transferring of the risk. As per the risk mitigation controls, we do have the four different types of controls. One is called as risk acceptance, risk avoidance, risk mitigation, and risk transfer. So this risk reporting and management, it will be taken care not only just identifying of the risk and security posture of the overall cloud services, what are we enabled in the GCP side, even it can go and it can transfer that risk to third party. So that is the reason we have to make sure that insurance should be enabled whenever licensing we are purchasing from the third party. So that is the importance of this risk reporting and management. It will do evaluation of organization security posture, after identifying the security posture, what it will do, it will connect with insurance partners because we no need to pay money. So everything can be taken care by third party. So this one, we can call it as confidential ledger or complaints. So here also we can say AWS complaints and reporting. So that is the comparison in between GCP and also Azure and Amazon Web Services. So next one, access management. What is this access management or manager it will do? Whatever, okay, so this one is the access management only. Sorry, I think I given wrong here. I have to change. So this one is risk manager. So what is access management it will do? So this one is called as access context manager, service name. So it will do the configuring of the access levels. It will manage context manager. It will do manager for configuring the access levels based on the our context and also request attributes. So our policy attributes. According to that one, it will go on. It will do the we have to do. I mean, functionality is that one, but we have to do the configurations. So here, how we can define this one? Manager for configuring access levels based on policy and also request. So this one we can call it as Azure IAM enter ID. Otherwise, Azure IAM I will keep and also enter ID. I will keep even enter PDM also. Not enter PDM, that's fine. So this one we can call AWS IAM. So that is about access content manager, or otherwise you can say access management. So next one, hybrid and multi-cloud technology. 20th one, hybrid and multi-cloud technology. So what is this hybrid and multi-cloud technology? This belongs to machine learning and artificial intelligence side. So this one, what is the service name we can call it as? This is platform name. Platform name is hybrid and multi-cloud technology. And here we can say service name, we can call it as anti-money laundering artificial intelligence. What is anti-money laundering? Basically, it will suspect whenever any suspicious potentially money laundering it's happen by the activity is doing by the attacker with the artificial intelligence capability. So we no need to go and we no need to do the manual analysis based on the detection methods. So we know about behavioral pattern, and also we know about machine learning capability and artificial intelligence capability. So based on the those parameters, so whatever service we configure, it will detect suspicious potential money laundering activities is doing by the respective, okay, so attacker or maybe internal employees, nothing but illegal way of getting the money. So by using the legitimate related controls, that is called money laundering. Money laundering meaning here illegal way of bank transactions. But I can use for that one illegal way of getting the money or profit, but I can use legitimate related bank transfers. For example, maybe so I'm doing some corruption or I'm getting some money through illegal way. So that money I can use for the transferring via through the some other legitimate banks like Axis Bank and so on. So they will suspect or disguising like a honeypot kind of thing. So that is called anti-money laundering. So now how this one it will do, detect suspicious potential money laundering activity on GCP resources with using artificial intelligence capability. So unfortunately, this one did not identify or did not develop. Our Azure side, it's not applicable. And also Amazon side also is not applicable. Okay, let's see whether they will go and they will implement this particular feature in the future. So next one is private certificate authority management. So this one we can call it certificate authority service. So what this certificate authority service in the Google Cloud Platform service it will do, it will simplify the deployment and also managing of the private certificate. Okay, so whatever self-signed certificates we are using from these Google Trust services, what is the, okay, so certificate management authority name in Google side, we can call it as Google Trust Services. We have seen already when we discussed about SSL/TLS mutual authentication uh, for HDFC Bank and also Google, especially Google side, they are using, they have their own Google certificate management or certificate authority management, that is called GTS, Google Trust Services. So this is like a self-signed certificate, and they can go and they can release these certificates for developers wherever they want to deploy these applications and wherever it is possible SSL/TLS mutual authentication, so that the data should not be transferred via plain text or clear text. For that one, Google has done in the cloud side, they have dedicatedly developed one of these service. That service we can call it as private certificate management. So we no need to worry about third parties like GoDaddy or VeriSign or Symantec or RHLIDM or public key infrastructure and using third parties. So even directly we can go and we can use this service in the GCP side. So instead of going and purchasing from the third party, so directly from Google Cloud Service itself, we can use this feature or service. But Amazon and so Azure side, they have to go and they have to purchase from third party. There is no other option. So what this one it will do, it will simplify and deployment, simplify the deployment and management of private CS certificates. So, but what about Amazon and Azure? They are doing, they are depending on some other third party. It is depending on third party vendors. So even Amazon also it is depending on third party vendors. So that is called private certificate or certificate authority management. Next one is firewall service. So this one we can call it as a cloud firewall in Amazon, sorry, in the Google side. Cloud firewall. So you know already what firewall will do. So several times we discussed. So it will do the global and also flexible firewalls to protect our Google Cloud related resources. Where the virtual net we are configured or virtual logical network we configured behind the virtual machines, whatever we are deploying. So always these virtual NAT we have to map with the public IP. So that is called NATing. So private IP we are mapping to public IP, and we should not expose our private IP's information. So how the routing it will happen? So wherever the load balancer is completed, from there it will go to the, so our private, where the virtual private circuits we configured, part of our Google Cloud Platform. Then finally, so from there it will distribute it to whatever backend related virtual machines or critical servers related to database or web servers or middleware or Unix or Linux and so on. So that is called firewall. And additionally, it will do even firewall capability like a stateful inspection firewall. It will come to TCP three-way handshake. And also it will do about monitoring of the inbound traffic and outbound traffic, whatever it is entering into the our Google Cloud Service Platform. And based on the policies configured in this Google Cloud Platform related firewall, using cloud firewall. So now whenever attacker is doing the malicious content activity belongs to flooding or spoofing or so from the layer 2 to layer 7, I can say, because nowadays even next generation firewall can support from layer 2 to layer 7, except physical layer. So those scenarios, it can monitor the traffic and either it will do the blocking of the traffic or allowing of the traffic or maybe deadening of the traffic or alerting of the traffic. So additionally, packet can be do the packet retransmission, packet allowed or packet blocked or packet alerted. So this is the way how the firewall do the functionality that may be even in the on-premise or maybe in the cloud also. So this is common to each and every firewall vendors and also each and every cloud service provider also. That concept is same. Global and flexible firewall protect our cloud resources and also it will monitor inbound traffic and outbound traffic based on the policies configured. Either it will allow the traffic or block the traffic or alert the traffic. So nothing but firewall definition only. So this one we can call it as Azure firewall. In the Amazon side, we can call it Amazon firewall. Additionally, we can call it as network access control list and security groups. So these two also will act as a based on the inbound traffic and outbound traffic. We can go and we can define the virtual private circuits in case network access control list and security groups is mainly for the backend EC2 instances. Okay, so nothing but protection part. Next one is the confidential VM. So what this confidential VM name, we can call it as a resource name or service name, confidential computing. So what is the functionality of this confidential computing? It will do encrypting of the data in use, nothing but that may be REST or that may be at transit level with confidential VMs. So especially for VM side. So not in transit level, I can say on the REST level because VM cannot move here and there. So this is called data at rest level, encrypting data in use with confidential VMs. So it's like a data at rest level of the encryption, like a disk encryption, or we can say D drive or whatever we are doing the encryption part to that particular virtual machine. So that is called confidential computing. But maybe you can ask now, what about Azure and whatever EC2 instance? What they have done? So in the computing field itself, whenever you are choosing virtual machine as a either endpoint like our laptop or MacBook or workstation desktop, or maybe our Windows servers or Unix servers and so on. So encryption key there itself we can go and we can enable. So please go and practice all this in the Azure portal and also Amazon portal. But what Google has done, they created additional resource to make sure that disk encryption should be taken care, database encryption should be taken care where these virtual machines are deployed. So that is called confidential computing. As I said, so on the Amazon side, they can go and they can attach these services within the inbuilt part of EC2 configuration. In the Azure side, within the inbuilt of VM configuration. So, but in the Google side, they created or they developed additional confidential VM. So how we can define this one? Encrypt data in use or data at rest with confidential VMs. So this particular feature in Azure, we can call it as Azure Virtual Machine. And here we can say AWS instance, EC2 instance. Otherwise, we can say even data at rest and data at rest level of the encryption. For VMs, here we can say data at rest for EC2 instances. So that is called as confidential VM. So next one is malware intelligence. What is this malware intelligence and which one we can integrate this one? Any guess? Malware intelligence, what is the open source tool we are using to check the reputation of the malware infection?
Virus total.
Yeah.
Excellent,
Understood.
perfect. Virus total. So what Google has done, so wherever the malware infection is going and it's happening for malware category of the attacks, they integrated with the third party open source intelligence that is called virus total. So whenever any attacks are happening through this all over the worldwide, so then automatically it will go and it will check the reputation because we already integrated the virustotal.com, and finally it can go and it can see the what is the whether it is a malicious malware or non-malicious malware. Okay, so this one we can call it as virus total service name. And obviously what it will do, it will identify the malware category of the attacks. So under this one, what is threat intelligence we are using? Azure threat intelligence. And Azure EDR. Azure Microsoft Defender for endpoint. In the Amazon side, we can say Amazon threat intelligence. Okay, so this is inbuilt feature for advanced persistent threat in the proxy and firewall, and also in the guard duty. Okay, it is inbuilt feature that is they don't have separated. I mean, so service for this particular integration. So that is about malware intelligence in the GCP side. Next one is attack monitoring. So what is this attack monitoring? So basically what Google has done, Mandiant. As I said, Mandiant is one of the very, very famous tool right now in the market for threat intelligence feeds. So Google is acquired. So they have done the business and finally they acquired Mandiant. So Mandiant is one of the right now very famous tool. Instead of depending on the open source intelligence, they're depending on the Mandiant. So attack monitoring side, this particular feature we can call it as a Mandiant attack surface management, because this one is doing very well in the market. So that is the reason they have done the purchasing of Mandiant company to Google. So now what exactly it will do, Mandiant attack surface management, it will identify the asset discovery, internet asset discovery or internal discovery, and it will do monitoring and also it will do the management. So that is called attack surface management. how the attacker will come as an entry point into the organization level through cyberrkm process by doing the recon. So then mandiant attack surface management. So what exactly it will do? It will do whenever any attack will try to do the what is internet asset discovery, how they are coming into the organization side. So from where they are coming, and also it will do monitoring and also it will do management. So that is called as attack monitoring or mandiant attack surface management. Internet asset discovery, monitoring and management from the attacker point of view. So that is called mandiant. So for this one, so there are so many services we have to use. They don't have these, dedicated service in the Azure side. So we have to use EDR, we have to use firewall, we have to use proxy, we have to use SIM tool and so on. All these security services we have to enable. Even external attack surface management also. So here also same. It depends on all the services, all the security services. So that is about attack monitoring. So next one is security assessment. So this one also once again, they integrate with Mandiant only. Mandiant, whatever they defined assessment side, as I said previously, under the Cloud Security Alliance, using Cloud Control Matrix, that is called CCM, we do have the approximate 17 modules. In the Azure side, we have 13 modules. Under the Cloud Security Posture Management, I have shown practically also. In the Amazon Web Services side, so they did not define how many controls are there part of our Amazon Web Services. So they have to use confidential ledger. They have to use attack automation for Office 365 reporting, and also other controls like Azure Security Hub. Then only they will come to know about all those assessments. Okay. So now this service, as I said previously, threat intelligence are already integrated through Mandiant. So this particular assessment also through Mandiant. So this one we can call it as Mandiant security validation. And what exactly it will do? It will know about our security, and also it can be used against whatever adversaries they are trying to do the hacking part. So it will do the validating of those adversaries tactics and techniques and procedure they are using. And also it can see whatever security assessment we define, whether all the assessments are passed or failed. In case failed one is there, and we have to go and we have to see why it is failed and how can we rectify. For that one, we can go and we can ask respect to internal stakeholder. Okay. Similar to like Azure, legal and regulatory compliance under CSPM, Cloud Security Posture Management. I have shown practically, right? Mandiant security validation, knowing our security can be effective or not against threat actors or intruders or attackers or hackers. Okay, so it will provide about whenever any audit is failed, then we'll go and we'll fix those audits. So this one, as I said, is your CSPM or Security Hub. This one we can call it as Amazon Security Hub. So that is about security assessment. Next one is Microsoft Active Directory. Sir, we are discussing about Google now. Why are you bringing topic about Microsoft? Maybe you have that question. Why? Because most of the Active Directories we can use Microsoft based on-premise or maybe through Microsoft based cloud-based Active Directory using Entra ID. or Active Directory configuration directly. So we have to integrate our on-premise Active Directory, or maybe if we're using Azure Active Directory, we can make sure that so Microsoft Active Directory should be integrated to Google Cloud Platform, and also it is hardened that service running Microsoft Active Directory or not. So that's why we should validate, even though we are accepting the Microsoft based Active Directory integration. So that one should be okay or not if we are integrating those services to our GCP side. So that is called Microsoft Active Directory configuration. Microsoft Active Directory configuration. What it will do? It will manage service for Microsoft Active Directory. So now, what is the functionality? As I said, whatever hardened service running on Microsoft Active Directory, hardened meaning here initially security configurations we have to implement using CS benchmark. So those hardened, so service running on Microsoft Active Directory, we have to verify how many are failed or how many are passed. Otherwise, we have more chances are there to compromise our Azure cloud resources or services or applications or databases, servers, everything, total end to end. So that is called as Microsoft service for, main services for Microsoft auditing or Active Directory. So this one, obviously it's a Microsoft product only. So we can use Microsoft Active Directory integration or Entra ID. So most of the cases, Microsoft Active Directory. In the Amazon side, we can call it as Amazon Active Directory with Microsoft provided Active Directory. Integration of Microsoft Active Directory. Or Microsoft. So next one, open source service. So what is this open source service under the Google services side here? So this one we can call it as open source software. What are third party or libraries or packages we are installing in the EC2 instances, or maybe for what are applications we are deploying in the cloud environment of the GCP side. So it will do the incorporating of the OSS packages that Google uses the own developer workflows. Whatever developer workflows they are trying to use. Developer workflows is one of the category basically. So according to the developer workflows category, whatever Google is defined, whatever OS packages we are using, whether these two are compatible or not. Okay. So otherwise we have 0-day vulnerabilities, it will come into the picture. Okay. So if you are using this open source package and integrating with the Google Cloud Platform, part of the our developer workflows, they can get the regular latest patch related software that is called third party libraries or repositories or packages. So to make sure that whenever any 0-day vulnerability is existing, there is no need to worry about to upgrading from the legacy to our latest version of the, okay, so where the 0-day vulnerability is existing. So that's why this one is very, very important service. Okay. So that is called as open source service or issued open source service software. Why we can call it issued? We can go and we can use it in the GCP. Issued open source software. What it will do? It will do incorporation with same OSS package or same OS package or open source package, OSS package, same open source software package that Google uses into developer workflows. Not only developer workflows, even computing workflows. When you say computing workflows, whatever EC2 instances we are creating. So that is about our open source software service. So now Azure side, what they are doing. So they have the CSP, Cloud Security Posture Management. It will do running configuration against virtual machine, Docker, container through Security Hub. So then it will see, it will scanning up all those libraries and packages and so on. It will go and it will throw the error stating that we are using outdated version of the so and so library and package. So this is Azure CSPM and Azure Hub. Sorry, Azure Security Center. So this one in the Amazon side, they don't have right now. So they have to depending on the third party. Okay. So using BYOL, bring your own license. So that may block dog or white source and so on. Or sneak. Next one is hardened VMs. So what these hardened VMs? Hardened VMs, it will do enforcing or reinforcing a virtual machine should be secured. These are all initial security configurations, hardening through Department of Defense stick compliances or CS hardening benchmark. So whatever image we are using, golden image, that image by default should be enabled using this hardened related virtual machine as a initial security configurations or implementations. So that is called as hardened VMS or virtual machine, sorry. Enforce R. So this one is called as shielded VM. Okay. So what we can say enforce or reinforce virtual machines should be hardened via CS controls. CIS control, sorry guys. CIS control or DOD stick compliance. So this feature we can call it as part of the CS hardening benchmark using CSPM only, Cloud Security Posture Management. So same thing is applicable to here also, Cloud Security Posture Management under the Amazon side for EC2 instances. So next one we can call it as Managed Defensive Service. So what is this Managed Defensive Service? By the way, I want to clarify one more thing here. Hardened image meaning here, what exactly they will do. So in security configuration, they will do first and foremost implementing in the what image they are trying to use it by these Windows team or Linux team and middleware team or web service team and so on. So same image, whenever they want to create a new server, a new virtual machine, a new database and so on. So they can go and they can relaunch that particular Im image by default, whatever they configured already. So initially they have to go and they have to implement all these. Later we can go and we can launch the hardening image related image, and we can go and we can configure how much HDD, CDD, RAM, and also CPU utilization and everything. So that we can, how we can configure virtual machine through VMware, same as it is here also. Next one is security courses. It's not a service basically. If you have any help, if you need, so they have the Mandiant Academy. So not this one, sorry. So we are discussing about managed defense service. So here Mandiant managed detection response, it's like MDR. So what is this Mandiant managed detection response it will do? It will help our organization to eliminate threats with confidence and also with the attacks, whatever it's happening 24/7. So that is called managed detection response. So EDR on the only endpoint side and XDR also on the endpoint side, MDR on the overall organization side. Okay. So we can come to know about what is the MTTD, MTTR and MTTA and how we can improve these times in future to make sure that to reduce or to eliminate the threats 24/7. That is called MDR. It will help to find, to identify, and to eliminate threats with confidence score, with this 24/7 for 24/7 environment. So this one also this one is a part of Azure. We can call it as the Azure Sentinel. So here we can call it as Amazon Security Hub. So next one is security courses in the Google Cloud Platform. So they are depending on the mandate. It's a threat intelligence speeds. They have the sufficient. Okay, so what's going on all over the worldwide, and it will provide mandate academy to make sure that cybersecurity training and also instant response and also threat intelligence certification, and also it will provide overall end to end from the awareness point of view to increase the skill set point of view, like LinkedIn learning and so on. Same as it is what Google has done. Google is uh, Google is partnered with Mandiant and created this particular course content to make sure that all the cybersecurity analysts they get the training on respective courses in the Google side. So that is called Mandiant Academy. So how we can say this one now? Cybersecurity training, incident response, and also threat intelligence certifications and hands-on experience to cybersecurity analyst to increase the skill set. So Amazon side, sorry, Azure side, they have Azure certificates training. So that is part of Azure community. Here also we can call it Amazon community. So that is about security courses. Give me 1 second, I'll come back. I will drink water and I'll come back. Sorry guys, apologies. So next one is transparency management. So what this transparency management will do? Google Cloud providers, it will provide visibility and also it will provide real-time logs. So nothing but it's a log monitoring part, computer recorded activity in the Google side. Transparency, what's going on across Google GCP related resources or subscriptions, what are we purchased. Everything can be monitored, everything can be recorded via logs. So that is not like offline, it's like a real-time logs. So that is called as access transparency. Cloud provider visibility through real-time logs. Thereafter, we can go and we can integrate it to Google Chronicle or maybe whatever we are using. Okay, so that may be either uh, Google Security Operations Center, whatever we discussed on the yesterday class, or Google Chronicle, that is also called as. Otherwise, we can use third party like IBM or Exabeam or Logarithms, Splunk, and so on. We can use that service also. So this one by default, what Amazon has done. So real-time log services transparency has done under the Azure Sentinel and Azure Log Analytics Workspace or Azure Monitor. There are 3 services are there to make sure that what's going on as a threat visibility or transparency visibility. So here Amazon AWS Cloud Trial, AWS CloudWatch, Guard Duty, and finally AWS Security Hub. So that is about transparency management. Next one is incident response services. So you know already what is incident response services. It will do the instant response IR. Whenever any security incident it will occur or it will happen, it will tackle breaches rapidly and also it will provide the automatic response. So that is called IR. It will help to tackle or to respond data breaches as soon as possible. So that is called as instant response services. So this one we can call Azure SOAR or Azure Sentinel. So this one we can call it as AWS Security Hub or AWS Guard Duty. So two more are pending. The two more are, so next one is I think it's a threat monitoring. Did we discuss threat monitoring? Threat monitoring. No, we didn't discuss threat monitoring. Next one. So what is threat monitoring? It will do. It will do the, so once again, this depending on all the SOC related operations, it is depending on the Mandiant because they have partnered with Mandiant. So this one is called as Mandiant Digital Threat Monitoring Solution. So this one also called as Mandiant IR only. So Mandiant Threat Monitoring Solution or Digital Threat Monitoring Solution or services. It will do the integrating with the whatever dark web or we can say open web, dark reading, and also deep reading, those parameters to know about what's going on as a part of these digital threat monitoring side. Okay. It can provide visibility on GCP site resources using Mandiant deep dark capability and also open web capability and threat intelligence capability. So this one, as I said, Azure threat monitoring with Azure Sentinel or Azure Microsoft Defender for Cloud or Azure Monitor. So this one is AWS Guard Duty and Security Hub. So last one, policy management. One second, policy management. Access management, okay. Security assessment. Yeah, policy management, next one. So what this policy management it will do? It will do the access control for our Google Cloud platform or resources where we configured. So that is called policy intelligence platform or service. Rule and regular policy method here, rules and regulation like access control. We can provide the access control whenever respect to internal stakeholders or maybe external public they are trying to access the application. So according to that one, we can provide these access mainly for internal stakeholders. So like a policy or access control we can provide, or rules and regulations we can configure according to the role-based access control, and also based on the segregation of duties using the identity and access management. Policy management is a subset of identity and access management. It is subset of identity and access management, and it can be used access control for Google Cloud resources. That resources may be EC2 instances, servers, databases, applications, extra. So this one we can call it as a identity and access management, or privileged privilege data identity management. And here AWS IAM identity and access management. Yeah, these are all. Okay. So it's inbuilt basically. So, but what Google has done, they created separate Google security service for dedicated to policy management. But on the Amazon side and also Azure side, they have inbuilt feature of the identity and access management or privilege identity management. In the Amazon side, AWS identity management or access management. So these are all 35 services are developed by Google. There are so many are new. As I said, within the last 2 years or 1 year only, there are so many services are developed because they want to give the competition to, so respect to Amazon and also Azure side. Okay, so let's see how it will go in future. So how the GCP market will capture to the customers, and how these security service we can go and we can enable it to make sure that so GCP related cloud services or resources should be safeguarded, and also it should be protected whenever any data breach or security incident is triggered by the attacker or maybe through insider threat or internal employee. So that's all about overall GCP services. So that's it for overall cloud related Amazon security services, Azure security services, GCP security services, and also we discussed about cloud security assessment when the application is migrating from on-premise to cloud environment, and also even from the scratch, if you want to deploy the application in the cloud environment, what are the different types of assessments we have to do in the using Cloud Security Alliance Cloud Security Assessment, that is 135 controls, 135 plus controls under 17 modules, and also application security side part of the secure SDLC life cycle. Each and every phase of the secure SDLC life cycle, starting with requirement phase, design phase, development phase, testing phase, we have to make sure that so threat modeling, SAST scans, DAST scans, TPS scans, third-party software scan, penetration testing using manual and automated way. So if you are doing everything thoroughly, so then we are well and good when the application is migrating from on-premise to cloud, or maybe from the scratch if you are deploying any application in the cloud environment. So additionally, we discussed about cloud security architecture diagram also. So uh, when the internal employees they are trying to access, how the access should be and how they can access to the respective resources are deployed in the cloud security, I mean cloud resources, part of the GCP, that may be DevOps or TechOps or machine learning or data science or computing or network or blockchain or cryptocurrency and so on. So in this similar way, business to business customer and business to business partners, how they can go and they can access that architecture diagram also we discussed. So based on the job vacancy, you can try to understand what exactly they're expecting, and according to that one, you can go and you can read about these security services. And if you want to become cloud security engineer, and if you want to become cloud security architect, you can make sure that along with these services, you should learn about other services also. So that's all about overall cloud. Okay, and whenever someone is attending cybersecurity SOC operation, and most of the case nowadays, as I said several times in the class also, what you know about the cloud environment, which cloud you are working on, or which cloud you have experience on. Instead of saying the no, so just you can say, in my organization, couple of applications are deployed in the cloud environment related to Azure or Amazon or maybe GCP, whatever you are confident on these cloud service providers. I cannot say you should be expert in all these three cloud service providers. You can choose one, only one, whatever you like. And So at the time of the interview, yes, in my organization we are using Amazon. In my organization we are using GCP. In my organization we are using Azure. So we deployed and we enabled a couple of services, and these services to make sure that whenever any security incident is triggered, these logs we integrated our cybersecurity SIM tools, and also even in the cloud also we enable all these logging and monitoring. And once that alert will be triggered, then I will take the appropriate incident response or security incident investigation forensic analysis. So this is the way how I know about cloud security experience, part of the cybersecurity SOC operations. So that's what you have to convey instead of saying the no. But you should thorough on whatever you like. As I said, you should not be expert in all these three cloud service providers. So unless otherwise, if you do practice, you cannot remember there are more than 21, 24, and 35. So 21 plus 24, 45 plus 35, altogether 80 services you have to remember. If you are doing and playing with these, so free trials version, then only you will remember. Otherwise, it's difficult. That's why what I'm saying, you can choose whatever you like. Maybe Azure or Amazon Web Services, and at the time of the interview, so these are the security services we enabled. And finally, we are doing the log and monitoring. All these logs are integrated to SIM tool, and so these are all things I know about the cloud environment. So this is the way how you can give the spontaneous with the so convincing answer. Hope it's clear. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then. Thank you so much. That's all for today. Tomorrow evening class, or tomorrow morning class, sorry. Tomorrow morning class, I will start network security. Thank you so much, guys.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Have a great day.
Good night.